Hey guys, good morning. This is Barry Clarkson. I wanted to join you live today, and unfortunately my schedule didn't permit. Have been in Dallas this week doing a lot of traveling and just could not make it today. But I did want to leave you a message. Number one and foremost, I never take for granted our partnership. I love being in business with you. Such an eye-opening experience this week for 22 of our leaders. We took to Dallas and, I told those leaders, we had a short meeting from 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock, got a tour of the home office, was able to take that particular group up to the Integrity Club, which unless you've been there and seen it and experienced it, it's no way really to describe it. But I told them this isn't a meeting about training. It is a meeting about exposure. It is you having a clear picture of what you are a part of, right? And then it's up to you whether you want to take advantage of that. And that's totally up to you. And so that was really our theme, Jason. And it's fun when you see people that think they know what they're a part of. And some of those people have been here maybe 2 or 3 years. But then all of a sudden the light bulb goes off. Seeing in person is something else. So we're going to have another opportunity to do that over the next 3 or 4 months, and I'll get some information to you. But I just wanted to start the call today, or my little short recording, and tell you I never, ever take for granted being in business with you, our partnership, the opportunity that we all have. By the way, next Friday, dadgummit the dates, but it's next Friday, or this coming Friday, if you're doing your meeting tomorrow, we are going to be doing our first Equis Leaders Call Friday, 10 o'clock. Kind of taking the place of what we were doing on our DRT call, but it's going to be on a monthly basis now. And for you that have been, on a few calls that I've participated on over the last 2 or 3 weeks, maybe my 2 favorite words, one of them is independence. And I believe that people that join our company, whether it's on a part-time basis or whether they're a personal producer, whether they are aspiring to be a sales manager and to build a team out there, I believe everybody at some point in their life has a goal, maybe has a dream of being a deadgum entrepreneur, right? Going out there and building your business. And building it as big as you want to possibly build it. And what an opportunity. I've been doing this now for 45 years. I started when I was age 20, part-time for the first year and a half, 2 years. Went full-time in the business January the 1st, 1982. Probably a lot of people listening right now weren't even born then. But the one thing I've always had an appreciation for, number one, living in their country, to where I can get up every day and go, eat what I kill, basically, right? And being in charge of my destiny and any legacy that maybe I wanted to go out there and create for my family. And so, what a great opportunity, right? And so, I love that. But next Friday on our kickoff is going to be a special call. So I do want to ask you to join that, participate in that, as I think it will do a lot. But anyway, going back, Equis, if you kind of really go out there and you look, right, there's a lot of people in the insurance business. There are a lot of IMOs in the insurance business. Our calling card, we're going to celebrate our 10th year anniversary in Indianapolis, where all of this started in December of this year. And one of the things that we talked about in that first meeting is we want a legitimate, transparent opportunity. This is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. If you go out there, I believe in America today, and you build anything that is sustainable, that has consistency to it, that you've got a chance to live a debt-free life or become financially independent, or, at least at a minimum, financially secure, you're going to bust your dadgum rear end, right? You're going to bust your butt, right? Winning is not easy. I don't care if it's in sports or college baseball or football, or, if it's at the professional level, winning is not easy. But all of us, have that choice on what's important to us and how hard we want to work. And one of the things that I look back at Equis that I'm the most proud of is their leadership. And so many of our personal producers that make more money than they've ever made in their life, make more money, most of them, than they've ever dreamt of making. A lot of people are out of debt now. A lot of people feel a lot more secure as they continue to build their legacy. And I was thinking about something. Jason and I were texting back and forth, and Jason actually brought this up. So I give you credit, Jason, for this. But he was talking about how important association is. How important hanging around the right people. I'll give you, just because I'm just returning, and I'm not even going to call their name. The second man in charge at Integrity is a guy that I think a lot of, and just one of the sharpest individuals I've ever met. His name is Tom Dempsey. He's over the life, he's over health, he's over the wealth. And Integrity has acquired over 300 businesses over the last, 4 or 5 years. And so it's a big company. So to find somebody that's got that kind of responsibility is unbelievable. But Jason, I want to tell you a quick story in your team. Tom and their CEO, Brian Adams, they were away on business on Wednesday when we were there, and obviously having a very important meeting and fly in, and Tom gets in late, and I say late, probably lands 6 o'clock, 6:37, and probably a lot of us, including me, would have, beelined at home, right? Because we were worn out. The day started early, and want to go home, grab some dinner, and maybe jump into bed. And Tom made the commitment to come up to the Integrity Club. So drive from the airport, come all the way in downtown Dallas, right? Come up to the Integrity Club and come over and see us at Equis and those 22 people. And there were just a couple of people that I was sitting there having a conversation with. And I expected, it wasn't many. It was like 3. I was standing up, was just sitting there talking in the Integrity Club after dinner. And so Tom comes up and we engage in a conversation. But Jason, I want to say this. Those 2 or 3 leaders that were there had no idea that they were going to get into a 30, 40-minute personal conversation with the second man in charge at Integrity. And I know personally, I left Tom and felt like, man, I just got, wisdom just poured into me, because he was just talking about business and a conversation that he and Brian were having. And so I say that, and a lot of people may not understand the magnitude of that, but so much of winning is being consistent, but it's also showing up every single time, because you never ever know when you're going to get that one nugget that propels your business or gives you that exponential growth that you've been looking for. And I can tell you this after 45 years in business, that's the one place that 98% of the people get beat on, right? They pick and choose. It's kind of like jumping in a swimming pool, right? They got one foot in. They don't want to just go dive in. And for most of us, and I'm at the top of this list, I'm not talented enough to go win in business at a high level unless I'm all in. I don't have the skill set that I can go out and give a 98% effort and win. So I want you to think about that. Also, we've got an upcoming meeting. We're only doing 3 this year. That is, I believe it's July the 17th or sometime, Jason, you can give those dates, in Phoenix, Arizona. We've not been out west for a while. Excited about our Phoenix meeting. I have a very special meeting planned for you. But the key to these things, if you're growing your business, is not showing up by yourself. It's working your tail off right now to get 4 or 5 or 6 people there with you, so they can also see Equis and see a lot of their leaders and hear from their leaders. So I want to invite you to that. But I'm so proud of the Patello team right now. And I mean that. Jason and I probably have texted or talked more in the last maybe 30 days or 45 days, Jason, than we have over the last 4 or 5 years. And it's just fun to see the transformation of y'all's business, to see the leadership emerging. And I think Jason and Crystal are such a perfect example of people that show up every day and fight. We all make mistakes. Let me raise my hand on that. And then you keep showing up. If you're a human being, you're going to do that, right? And so I look back over, the Patellos and them being with Equis and just how much they've grown. But, the one thing I've always loved about Jason and Crystal is they show up every day and they fight. And, we used to, early on in Equis, and we had more success than we probably were supposed to early. But we showed up with this blue collar mentality that you weren't going to beat us. We would outwork your rear end every day, every night. We weren't going to go home if we got beat. We were going to show up the next morning. And I used to have 2 chairs. People, it was kind of funny, they'd walk in these big hotels and that we were in, and they would see 2 chairs up there. And I told their staff, I said, I want 2 lunch pails up there, and I want 2 yellow hard hats. And I never want us to get away from that theme of we'll outwork you every day, right? And that has helped us build an incredible company with an incredible group of leaders. So, Jason, listen, you turned me loose and I can talk all day about this business. I love it. It's in my core. It's in my DNA. This isn't just a way to go make a living for me. It's where I've spent 45 years of my life. And what an incredible business it is. So, guys, I hope you have a great meeting today, a great call. Again, love being in business, but let's just make sure that all of us, when we show up, we give it our best. I think the people that we bring into the business, I think they deserve that. Leadership isn't almost everything. Leadership is everything. Okay, have a great meeting, and thank you for allowing me to, Jason, just to do a quick conversation with the team. Have a good one. Thank you.